Hey everybody, it is Amber of the L Town Basic Bees. This was week 11 of the Pokemon Battle League. This week I faced Greg of the Volcaronas, the Viridian City Vlcaronas. That's what his team is. So, this battle was actually kind of difficult to schedule because of conflicting work schedules, and then stuff comes up, and then he ended up battling me during his friend's wedding. He was in the wedding party, and he battled in between speeches, which makes me have to say this, guys. Next year, when Evan and I get married, no battles during that time, okay? No battles at our wedding, okay? Okay, so we're gonna jump right into this. Okay, so I was totally expecting the water spider this week, and he didn't even bring it. And he starts with Landorus, just goes straight for it, and I start with my usual Toxapex because I know even if he does start with Landorus this week, I can take it. I can take at least one Earthquake. I calced it prior to, and I go for that Scald. So he does go for that Earthquake, and it does a little more than half. Like I said, I knew I could take an Earthquake from Landorus. I just can't take two. I go for that Scald, hoping to get the burn. And I got it. So that's super, super good. Landorus is obviously a super hard hitter. Super nice that I got that burn. I get that Black Sludge heal. He takes that burn damage. And then I switch out. Obviously, I know I can't take another Earthquake, even though his attack is lowered. I don't want to risk it. And obviously, Levitating Gliscor can take an Earthquake, doesn't do anything. And so I get that poison heal, or the toxic orb is activated. I assumed he was going to switch out, since it's very common that I would run Ice Fang on this Gliscor. So I go for those Stealth Rocks. And he has Hidden Power Ice, presumably. And I got super scared when I saw Hidden Power coming out of him. But I managed to survive. And I get this Poison Heal, and he takes burn damage. And then, so now I decide to go for that Ice Fang, hoping to get a KO, and I do not. But he luckily, thank God, goes for the Stealth Rocks here. If he would have gone for another Hidden Power, I would have lost Gliscor, which would have sucked, because Gliscor did amazing this week. And since I've proven to be faster, I believe I go for that another Ice Fang. I'm talking too fast, but he withdraws him. So, Mastermind comes out, which is that Cloyster. I am not even going to acknowledge the huge debate that happened last week on the podcast. We're just going to move right past that. And I Roost, which I did not mean to do. I meant to hit Ice Fang, but it ended up working out for the better. Or I meant to hit something, I don't know. And this matchup is pretty good for me, because Cloyster goes for the Icicle Spear, which does nothing to Toxapex. Hits 5 times, obviously, because of Skill Link. Does maybe 4 to 5 HP each time. Not scary at all against Toxapex. Very good. I believe I go for a Recover here, and he goes for the Shell Smash, which I honestly think ended up working out more for my favor that he did that, because his defenses went down. So my low attacker was actually able to do kind of good against him. So yeah, I do go for that Recover here, which is good, since obviously there's nothing Cloyster can do to Toxapex, so why not just Recover? And then boosted Icicle Spear still doesn't really do anything. 10 HP, 9 HP, 10 HP, like 11 HP. Like, really, it's nothing to be afraid of for me. And I go for the Toxic, since I can. I obviously went Toxic instead of Toxic Spikes this week, because 1, he has Levitating Pokemon, and 2, he has Muck. So I didn't want those to just get cleared anytime he brought Muck in and me having to battle to keep them up or anything. So just brought the move Toxic. He gets his spikes up, which kind of sucked. He ended up getting 2 layers of spikes in and Stealth Rocks. But yeah, like I'm saying, like that Scald did like way more than it normally would because his defenses are down. And then this Toxic is doing work. So it was super cool. Yep, there's that second layer of spikes. So, Greg, thank you for shell smashing because I got to basically 2-hit KO your Cloyster because of it. I guess you could say 3 because the Toxic really helped there. But yeah. So, Hall 9000, here's the thing. I had my notes right in front of me. Right there in front of me, saying Electric Steel. And, I forgot that he was Electric type. Even with my notes right in front of me stating that he's Electric type. And I also did not make notes that this was a Z Pokemon. So here comes the Z Electric move. That was rough. Gigavolt Havoc. So there goes my good girl Toxapex. Down for the 3rd week in a row. But that's okay. We persevere. And here's Gliscor. Like I said, does work. Goes for that Earthquake. And I'm coming right back. Grapist. Revenge kills. Or, I don't know. It's not the word I wanted, but my mind doesn't really think of words. So, here comes that Landorus. Stealth Rocks. Take its part. And then, I use Ice Fang, just get rid of that Landorus. He just brought it in to die. I'm not entirely sure if that was the plan or what, but you know. And then comes the Infernape Hadoken, and he U-turns, which that's cool. I just hit Earthquake, I believe. Let's see. Yes, because he did bring Mega Altaria, and that Earthquake does nothing, because obviously levitating Pokemon. So, I don't really remember what I do here, and I'm talking too fast, and I'm not commentating along quite with it, but, Mega Evolves and uses Hyper Voice, and with the Pixelate, that is a Fairy-type move, and that does a lot of damage to me. I go for the Ice Fang, which does not do enough damage to her. And I switch out, which I don't know if I should have done, because with these Stealth Rocks and with those spikes, I am now way too low to tank a Hyper Voice. And I just die. So Tangrowth was supposed to do a lot of work this week. Luckily he didn't bring Tapu Bulu, so I didn't have to counter that, because Tangrowth was really the only thing I had to counter Tapu Bulu. I was extremely nervous for Tapu Bulu. So he does switch out on my Greninja, and I use Ice Beam against Muck, which kind of sucks. Actually very much sucks, because I lost a lot of HP to Spikes and Stealth Rocks, and I have to switch out immediately, because I need Greninja against Infernape. There's no other option there. And, he uses Knockoff. On my Toxic Orb, I survive, which is super cool. And, I still get the healing, and then I go for Earthquake. And bye-bye to the Alolan Muck. This is like Gliscor's best game all season. He is my MVP this week. I wish I could use him like this all the time, but Gardevoir is typically my go-to, like, good using Pokemon. I do just let Gliscor die here because I cannot switch Gardevoir in to take a hit. I can't do that. I'm not just going to lose her like that. And this, I was very nervous because base stats, we have the exact same speed. So I was extremely nervous, but there was no other option. I had to go for it. I had to take the gamble, and I went out. So I was super excited there, and I believe at this point all he has left is Infernape. And I don't remember what I do here. Oh, I had to just let Gardevoir die because, like, similarly, I can't really let anything hit. Like, I can't take a hit from any of his Pokemon, really. So I can't switch in. I kind of just have to sacrifice and let somebody else come in. So this is a little unfortunate. I go for priority Water Shuriken because if he uses priority Mach Punch and I don't use the priority move, he's gonna be faster. But he is choiced into Gunk Shot. I don't know why I should have gone Surf, because I know he always choiced Scarfs, and Surf would have killed. But I didn't think about that. I didn't think about the fact that he was choiced into Gunk Shot and couldn't do priority Mach Punch. But it's okay, because I have my last Pokemon here, Hydreigon, with Earth Power. And I can take a Gunk Shot, because that's when it set in that he was choiced in to Gunk Shot. But yeah, so that was like a really close match. I was feeling really good about it the entire time, but it did get extremely close. It was down to the last Pokemon for both of us. Because I had good matchups, but I didn't have anything that could take 2 hits from any of his Pokemon. All of my Pokemon could basically just take 1 hit, and then they had to get out of there, or die. So it was a tough one this week, but now with this, since Nick lost, I am number 2 in my division, so that's super cool. I have a pretty good chance-ish of making it to playoffs now. And I do battle Nick next week, so that's going to be a big match, because we're kind of like head-to-head right now. And then Ian, and then Jacob, and then that's it for the main season. So tune in to see how the rest of this goes. Bye!